...2011 looks like a really great year for gaming. Starts out in January with two great, brilliant games. Little Big Planet 2, that is the sequel to Media Molecule's brilliant creation / platformer with Little Sackboys and all of that. It's coming real soon, so that's something to get excited about on PlayStation 3.
I know you're confused right now, but you gotta trust me, okay? You're in terrible, terrible danger.
And a little bit later that month, we're gonna get scared again, and we're gonna get sent into space with EA's wonderful Dead Space 2. I hope it's wonderful. I really enjoyed the first one. This time, Isaac is in a space city on the moon of Saturn called Titan. It's a city called the Sprawl, with about 1 million people living there, and the necromorphs are, of course, hitting home again, and it's going to be a very interesting journey through that city and through Isaac's mental illness.
Go, go! You picked a real peach of a world to crash on, boss. I'm picking up a large cluster of hostiles approaching. Son of a dick! Pull up your skirt and strap that dildo on!
February looks like a really huge month for action gaming, and we're going to start out with a game called Bulletstorm from Epic and People Can Fly, that's really looking to sort of reinvent what an action game is in terms of just adding a lot of over-the-top skill kills and chaining kills and going for high scores, and just, you know, enjoying the sort of the sandbox experience of just killing things in different manners and using the environment and using your whip, using your boot to kick their ass, and using your various guns to shoot them in the head or shoot them anywhere you want. And it just looks like a pretty much very fun and relaxed game in the spirit of American comic books.
Oh yeah! Badoosh! Oh yeah!
I know what this nation needs. I will give you justice. Tomorrow we launch the greatest military campaign in our history.
There's no rest for the weary on PlayStation 3. Killzone 3 comes out in February as well. Very much anticipated game for all the PlayStation 3 action fans. Of course, Guerrilla Games now are, you know, they've done a few Killzone games, and they're ready to go full on with this one, and we're just very excited to get to play, to get to face off against the Hellgast again.
Magnitude into the hands of a total incompetent. This is an outrage!
Attention for all citizens. Immediate evacuation to the mainland is underway. Your turn will come.
And that's not all. Later on, we'll also get Crysis 2 from Crytek. Crytek, the graphical wizards. Crysis was one of the, still a very beautiful game, and Crysis 2 looks to eclipse that and add even some more splendor. And it's also coming out on console, so that's the first time you get to play Crysis on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, which is an exciting time for console fans. And we're just going to see if it can deliver the same kind of experience. This time, of course, the jungle has been replaced by New York, so that's going to be a little bit different to play inside a city. And the vertical gameplay is going to be, there's going to be more emphasis on that, so that's coming out in February as well, hopefully. I'm a huge fan of Bioware, and in March, Dragon Age 2 is coming. It's crazy that we're getting Dragon Age 2 just over a year after Dragon Age Origins, and it looks like a more focused story this time around, a little bit more akin to how the story was told in Mass Effect. More focused on Hawk, the champion here, who's gonna go on a journey, on an adventure over, I think it's spanning over a decade in this beautiful and rich world that Bioware has created for the Dragon Age universe. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what direction they're taking now. If it's still a very Dragon Age Origins was a very traditional fantasy RPG. So let's see if they've changed things up a little bit more in this one. But it's going to be very exciting come March.
These are the ones that change the world forever. Here we go!
And of course, I think everyone is excited about hardware launches, and Nintendo 3DS has me very excited. It's perhaps not so much the games that are coming out at launch, but the hardware. I want to get my hands on it. I want to get it in my pockets, because what Nintendo are doing with Nintendo 3DS is just you just have to experience it to believe it. The 3D without goggles, and you know, just the fact that we're getting new hardware finally. It's been a while since we got a new handheld or console on the market, so it's I'm very excited about it. And even though it's gonna hurt my wallet, I'm gonna stand there on day one with my money ready.
These next tests require cooperation. Consequently, they have never been solved by a human.
In April, we're getting Portal 2. Fingers crossed. Valve have been taking their sweet time getting the sequel to the very much loved Portal ready. It's a full-on sequel this time around. It promises to be a longer experience, and they're also bringing in cooperative, which, you know, cooperative gameplay in a game like Portal just has my mind spinning with all the options and things that will be at hand to do with two people just using their abilities and using portals. And it's going to be an extremely exciting game to experience in April.
The two of you have forged an excellent partnership. Now it's time for your real purpose. Don't disappoint me.
Richard, I'm in.
Head for the penthouse, Jensen.
Also due out this spring is Deus Ex Human Revolution. As you may know, it's a new developer on the Deus Ex franchise. It's Eidos' new Montreal studio that are handling it, and by the looks of it, they really nailed down what people liked about Deus Ex. And I just looking at the gameplay trailers that they've released, this is something that I can't wait to play. Hopefully it will be out this spring. That's the latest word, so, you know, let the human revolution begin. And then finally, due out this spring as well, is Child of Eden from Q Entertainment. The spiritual successor to Res, one of my favorite all-time games, and a game that just promises to, you know, fill your senses with lights and music and beautiful visuals, and it's also supporting Kinect, although the game is playable with a controller both on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It's just I hope that a lot of people will get to experience this, because it just looks spectacular, and from what I've played, I'm very excited about Child of Eden. That's it for the first half of 2011. Make sure you don't miss out part 2 with more upcoming releases in 2011 here on GRTV.